Hi guys, my name is Nonema Dikela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I thought let me read the entire article that we read in that video that I did last with Njabul, the last video that I did with Njabul, because excuse me, I think you guys want to hear this gossip that is in this IOL article. Okay, so I thought let me come through and read it for you guys. But before that, guys, please make sure engagement is very important here on YouTube. Please make sure that you engage, you like, you share, you comment, you subscribe. If you are not yet subscribed, please, 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 at all times, make that comment section flood with everything that you have to say. Please make sure, Jay. And also, your like is very important. Like, whenever you come through to the channel, like engagement is key. Also, please make sure if you are here and you are not yet subscribed, you subscribe. It helps the channel in so many ways than you can ever imagine. Please subscribe, and soon I'll be doing a content for abantu who are members on this channel. If you have membership in this channel, as from June, guys, please remind me. I'm gonna be dropping, even if it's a 3 minute video, but I'm gonna be doing videos, short videos for my people, things that are personal, and that's how to get to know Unoni. And you will be knowing things about me and other issues that you're like curious about. So please make sure you hit there and become a member of the channel. Do that for yourself. If you don't want to miss out on things, become a member, Gesana, in this channel, because you're about to miss out on certain issues and certain details about me as Unoni and other stuff that you can be interested on. Now, let's get into the article of interest, because this one is very much interesting. It's an article from IOL, and it says inside Senzo Meyiwa made a cover up. Mzilikazi wa Africa and Karabo Mwope, Mzilikazi wa Africa and Karabo Mwope published it 5 years ago. It's a 7-minute read. Senzo Meyiwa was mistakenly shot, allegedly by one of the 7 people present at the home of his girlfriend, Kelly Khumalo. The picture that is posted there apparently was taken by Barry Aldworth. Senzo Meyiwa, okay, picture that one. And then it says, Senzo Meyiwa was mistakenly shot, allegedly by one of the 7 people present at the home of his girlfriend, Kelly Khumalo. But witness claimed it was an imaginary robbery. Witnesses claimed it was an imaginary robbery gone wrong in parts of a cover-up which involved senior police officers, Sunday Independent can reveal. Contrary to claims that Meyiwa was killed by armed robbers, the former Bafana Bafana and Orlando Pirates goalkeeper was accidentally shot when he tried to intervene in a quarrel between Khumalo's sister Zandi and her boyfriend Longwetwala at the singer's mother's home in Vosloorus, Ekurhuleni on October 26, 2014. Khumalo's mother, Ntombi Gladness Khumalo, allegedly also handed Meyiwa's phone to a neighbor. The former lead investigator in the case, Colonel Bongani Gininda, is said to have withheld a crucial statement he had received in 2017 on who murdered Meyiwa and why. A case of defeating the ends of justice was opened against him in May this year. 5 years ago, now 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. Does that mean that was 2019? Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe 2019. Okay. I can't. That math is not mathing for me. Okay. Miss me. Anyway, let's continue with the article because I was trying to understand. A case of defeating the ends of justice was opened against him in May this year, but he was mysteriously transferred to KwaZulu-Natal before he was arrested or questioned. Police sources claim nobody from the National Prosecuting Authority is willing to sign the warrant for his arrest. These the revelations are contained in Meyiwa's murder docket and other official records seen by the Sunday Independent this week. This includes the draft charge sheet, sworn supplementary affidavits from neighbors, correspondence letters between the police and the NPA, and a comprehensive police progress report prepared for Police Minister Bheki Cele and National Police Commissioner General Kehla Sithole by former investigation team leader Colonel Gininda in April this year. Was this 2019, guys, or 2018? Please, someone who is capable of doing that math, please calculate it for me. Is this 5 years ago supposed to be 2019 or 2018? Which year is this? Now, let's continue. In a memo to the Gauteng Director of Public Prosecutions, Advocate Sibongile Mzinyathi on August 7, 2019, Johannesburg Prosecutor's boss, Advocate Andrew Chauke, said no contact was made with this office from 10th August 2015 until the docket in the case was handed back to this office on 8 April 2019 after various attempts. In summary, the main purpose of the meeting is to get approval for the appointment of a senior officer to lead the investigation. He or she should re-interview the persons in the house, especially the two people from KZN, as it appears that Senzo Meyiwa was shot by accident, probably by one of the persons in the house. The witnesses are protecting the identity of that person, said Chauke. Stole's office refused to comment on the Meyiwa matter this week. Given that there is an ongoing investigation into this matter, we will not be providing any answers to your questions. The reason for this is that any response to your questions may be potentially damaging to the investigation now and possibly in the future, said National Police spokesperson Brigadier Vishnu Naidu. This came as police opened a separate case of accessory to murder and defeating the ends of justice against Gininda, as well as all witnesses who were at the Khumalo house when Meyiwa was shot. They already took cell phone data of all in the house at the time for analysis. Meyiwa was gunned down in the presence of Khumalo, her mother, her sister Zandi, Zandi's boyfriend Twala, Meyiwa's friends Mthokozisi Twala and Tumelo Madlala, and Khumalo's 4-year-old son Christian. At the time, all the witnesses had told the police, concerned neighbors, and the media that the soccer star had been shot by 3 armed men who stormed the Khumalo home and demanded money and cell phones. No one has been arrested or charged to date. However, sworn affidavits from witnesses and neighbors whose names have been withheld for safety reasons have revealed that a neighbor saw Meyiwa shoving and pushing his killer through the window before he was gunned down. Gladness told neighbors who had rushed to her home to offer support that Meyiwa was killed by 3 blackmails who demanded money and cell phones. She handed Meyiwa's phone to one of her neighbors minutes after he was shot. Another neighbor cleaned the crime scene before the police arrived. A third neighbor who stays close to the Khumalos rushed out on hearing gunshots but saw no one emerging from the house. Concerned neighbors were made to run down the street towards a recreational park in pursuit of non-existent assailants. Khumalo rushed a bleeding Meyiwa to hospital in his BMW X6, where he was confirmed dead. None of the people who were in the house at the time of the incident phoned the police until one of the neighbors called 10111 and reported the matter. Gladness falsely pointed out Zamokuhle Mbatha as Meyiwa's killer at the identification parade without revealing to the police that the young man is a neighbor who used to wash Meyiwa's and her daughter's cars. Mbatha is suing police for more than 10 million for wrongful arrest. Colonel Gininda withheld a crucial statement from Meyiwa's brother-in-law, Mlungisi Hlophe, who is married to his sister Nokuthula, that Madlala had told him on the night of the murder that Zandi was fighting with her boyfriend and Senzo Meyiwa was trying to separate the two. Hlophe also complained that he had given the same statement to the police for the 5th time in 5 years. In their affidavits, neighbors and members of police investigating team probing the Meyiwa murder case expressed frustration at what they regarded as foul play and a cover-up by the Khumalos and senior police officers. A neighbor who rushed to Gladness' home after the shooting said, "I asked her who shot her son-in-law and she said that 3 unknown black males shot her son-in-law. Further, that one came inside the house and demanded money and cell phones, and the 2 remained outside." The one who entered the house is the very same one who shot Senzo. We ran after them as she directed us and looked around the park, and while we were running, the other neighbors drove around in their cars also looking for the guys who shot Senzo. We could not see or find any suspicious people or activities. Another neighbor added, "After that gunshot, I looked at the kitchen door of Khumalo family. I did not see any person coming out of the kitchen door." Colonel Musisiwe Joyce Buthelezi and Warrant Officer Meshach Makubo, who traveled to Durban as part of the investigations, raised concern about the police cover-up. "It is a shame that such a crucial statement, Hlophe's, was obtained and never discussed with any prosecutor for evidence testing," said Buthelezi in her affidavit. Meyiwa's relative and family spokesperson Siyabonga Miya confirmed that the family had received a message from a witness who claimed that the former Orlando Pirates goalie was killed by someone inside the house. What is really sad are the statements that these witnesses are making in public, claiming that there was a robbery and Senzo was killed by one of the robbers while they know the truth. I confronted this man 4 times and asked him why he is lying to the public and couldn't give me a straight answer. We told police about this, but we as a family believe the top police brass are covering up this matter for certain individuals implicated, Miya said. The family, now fed up with lack of progress in the case, have approached lobby group AfriForum to institute a private prosecution. AfriForum's, is it Gerry or Jerry? I forgot. Gerinel said his group would take up the case and see it to its end. Where is he now? Okay, maybe he was duped also by the state. I don't know. This does not sit well with me, Cele, who believes the move is a plot to embarrass the justice system. Cele's spokesperson Liranzu Temba said on Friday, "The police ministry respects the investigations into the murder case and is not prepared to discuss the merits of the case or do anything that may jeopardize the case. The minister is making a call, including journalists, to respect this process." He does, however, want to add that he has been briefed on the case and is satisfied the SAPS is progressing well. Sunday Independent. I think this was written 2019, early 2019. I think so. I think this article is from 2019, guys. Some of the interesting things here that I found very, very, very crucial is that it was Kelly's mother who pointed to Zamokuhle Mbatha, the nerve of that woman. So, okay, Umama Kelly was really pointing at Zamokuhle and he was deliberately not informed the police that I know him. He used to wash Kelly's car and Senzo's car. Wow, Gladness. Wow, ma'am. And then Ugininda 2017, the former lead investigator in the case, Colonel Bongani Gininda, is said to have withheld a crucial statement he had received in 2017. Is this not the situation that he was denying in the courtroom? During them, I think it was the time Mgomezulu was cross-examining him, or Omnisi, but he did deny this. It did come up at some point, but he denied this. He had received in 2017 on Who Murdered Meyiwa and Why, a case of defeating the ends of justice was opened against him in May this year. This was 2019. But he was mysteriously transferred to KwaZulu-Natal before he was arrested. He was arrested or questioned. My goodness. So who transferred him? That's a big question. Who transferred Gininda? That is a very big question. And then police sources claim nobody from the NPA is willing to sign the warrant of his arrest. Njani? Kanti, who is Gininda, guys? Why was his warrant of arrest? No one was, just like Kelly Khumalo's, no one is willing to sign it. And Gininda's then warrant of arrest, no one was willing to sign it. Guys, hayi wena. Hayibo. Hayibo. And then after there was a case that no one wanted to sign a warrant of arrest for, now they take him back to become a lead investigator, because that's what he keeps saying, that he's the lead investigator. They take him back to, after there was a case that was opened against him. South Africa, South Africa, South Africa. Ah. Hayi Nkosi yami. Ooh. And then 2019, this came as police opened a separate case of accessory to murder and defeating the ends of justice against Gininda, as well as witnesses who were at the Khumalo house when Meyiwa was. So is that why Gininda is saying that Gininda, first of all, he doesn't know the docket. He said he doesn't know the docket, but he knows the details of the docket. And then he doesn't know he saw it at a distance. Oh, Kudigi, guys, Kudigi. That's why he never wanted anything about 375, because his name is there and he knows. Guys, that's why whenever Makubo's name is mentioned, Gininda gets chest pains. It's this docket. It's this docket, guys. And there's a lot of things that are being said in this article. And it's been there. It's been there 5 years ago, 2019. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts when it comes to that? Because me, I'm like, I'm here with my eyes. I want to hear your views, Gesana. This is article I got from Unjabulo. He shared the link. We were reading it on another video, the last video that we did. And I'm gonna go look for, so I'm gonna do another video regarding that NPA report. I'm gonna look for that too. Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy your day. Please make sure that you understand engagement is key. Keep engaging. I love you so much. Bye-bye.